Right, so this week I thought I would do a yoga sequence for gardeners. I've been spending a lot of time in the garden recently and I've really felt it in my wrists, in my neck, in my lower back. So I've been concentrating on poses that can really help these areas, and I know that because the weather's been so nice here, a lot of people are spending time in the garden, and I thought that, or I hope that you'll find this sequence helpful, particularly if you have been doing a lot of gardening recently. So we will be starting in a seated position, so take any seated position that's comfortable for you. You might like to sit on a block or a cushion to start. We'll be here for probably about 5 minutes. And it might be useful if you have them to either have a belt, or you can have a towel or a blanket and just roll it up. So I've got a towel here that I've rolled up, and you can use that instead of a strap. It's also quite useful to use for padding for the knee as well, so it might be useful to have those. So when you're ready, make your way to a comfortable seated position. And bring your hands to your knees. We'll just inhale and draw the shoulders up towards the ears, and exhale, roll them down the back. And do that again, so inhale, roll the shoulders up to the ears. Exhale, down the back. One more time, draw the shoulders towards the ears. Exhale, roll down the back. Great. So from here, we'll do a couple of neck exercises. So bring the chin towards the chest, and then drop the right ear over the right shoulder. Chin to chest, left ear, left shoulder, chin to chest, and then draw the head back up and start to make little circles with the nose in one direction, and start to let those circles get bigger and bigger and bigger. When you can't make them any bigger, switch directions and let those circles get smaller and smaller and smaller. Come back to stillness. And from here, just draw your chin back down to your chest and lift the gaze up. Only if it feels okay for the neck. Come back to center, chin to chest. Back up and then gaze up. And then back to neutral. And then send the gaze over the left. Back to center. Over the right. Back to center. To the left. Back to center. To the right. Back to center. Great. So now we'll do a little bit on the wrists, because we do tend to use our hands quite a bit when we garden. So if we bring the hands out in front and really start to create space between the fingers, so stretching the fingers out nice and wide, and then draw the fingers into a fist. So we'll do that a few times. Start quite slow. Just try and really stretch those fingers out. And then start to speed up this action. Start to create heat in the hands. You should feel it in the forearms as well. You might hear a few cracks and pops. It's quite normal. Just see if you can continue a little bit longer. It should start to get quite difficult now. And then release the arms down, maybe shake it out a little bit if you like. From here, bring the hands out in front, really start to push into this invisible wall. As you're here, notice if you're rounding forwards and just draw the shoulder blades together. And then take your right hand and just place the fingers over the fingers of the right hand over the fingers of the left, and gently pull back. You should start to get the stretch over the wrist. And then release, start to push back into that wall. And then take it to the other side, so fingers of the left hand over the right, gently pull back. And then release, shake it out. So we'll do one more on the wrist, so this time the fingertips pointing down. Again, notice if you're rounding forwards, you want to open up through the chest. Take the thumb of the right hand, place it in between the left palm, and gently start to push that thumb into the palm. This time you'll get the stretch over the opposite side of the wrist. Exhale, release, shake it out. Do the same on the opposite side with the fingers pointing down. Draw those shoulder blades together. Then the left thumb goes in between the palm. Start to gently push into the palm. And then release, shake it out. And lastly, we will give ourselves a little bit of a massage. So just taking the hand, the right hand, placing it around the left wrist and just gently massage that wrist. And doing the same on the opposite side. Then release the hands out from here. Inhale, reach the arms up. With the left hand, take the right wrist. Inhale to lengthen. And exhale, just drop over slightly to the left side. You should feel the stretch down the side body here. Inhale back up to center. Switch the grip of the wrists. And then inhale, lengthen. And exhale, just drop over to the opposite side. Notice again if you are rounding forwards and see if you can just draw that shoulder back. Inhale, come back up to center, release the arms down. Maybe you just roll the shoulders out quickly here. And then inhale to reach the arms up again. This time take the right hand, bring it to the left knee, and the left hand comes behind. Inhale to lengthen. And exhale, twisting from the belly, send the gaze over the left. Inhale, slowly unwind, bring the arms back overhead, maybe gaze up. Then exhale, left hand to the opposite knee, bring the right hand behind, inhale to lengthen. And exhale, send the gaze over the opposite shoulder. Inhale, unwinding, bring the arms back overhead, gaze is up. Then exhale, bring the hands down in front of you. From here, just come forwards and crossing the legs and make your way into an all fours position. Checking that the shoulders stacked over the wrists, hips over the knees, start to push into the hands. And on the next inhale, drop the belly down, lift the gaze. Exhale, start to round through the back as you drop the head down, navel to spine. Inhale, lifting the gaze back up, dropping the belly down. Exhale, draw the navel in, round through the back, chin to chest. Inhale, making our way back up. And exhale, round through the spine, drop the head down. And on the next inhale, just making your way back up to a neutral spine. From here, bring your left hand so it's in front of your face. And on the next inhale, reaching the right arm up, fingertips up, gaze is up if it feels okay. And then on the exhale, drawing that hand down, bring the back of the hand to the mat and start to thread that arm under the left arm, making your way down onto the shoulder and the side of the face. So just thread the needle. You can stay here if you're likely. You might want to send that left arm out in front. You might even like to lift that left arm up so the fingertips are facing up. Maybe rotating the arm so it's facing the opposite side of the room, bending at the elbow and just placing that hand down the side of the back. Remember to keep breathing here. exhale, slowly unwinding from wherever you are, placing that left hand back down on the floor, slowly reaching that right arm up, lifting the fingertips back up towards the ceiling, and then placing that hand back down, putting the right hand just in front of the left, and on the inhale, reaching that arm up. Then exhale, bringing the back of the left hand down to the floor, threading it under the right arm, staying here if you like, or maybe sending the right arm out long. Maybe sending the right arm up so the fingertips are facing up. And maybe rotating the hands so it's facing the opposite side of the room, bending at the elbow and just bringing the arm down the back, maybe tucking the fingertips into the hip crease. Keep breathing here. And slowly on the next inhale, unwinding from wherever you are, planting that right hand back down, push into the right hand, slowly release that left hand, bring the fingertips so they're facing back up, and then exhale, bringing that hand back down. And we'll tuck the toes, start to walk the hands back, come onto the soles of the feet, bring the hands down beside you, and slowly releasing the head down, start to straighten the legs, and slowly unwind one vertebrae at a time, making your way up to a standing position. Great, so we'll move into a standing sequence now. So wherever you are, you just want to come to the front of the mat, make sure you've got quite enough room behind you to move back. And the feet can either be hip distance apart or they can be together, toes touching. If they are touching, just make sure you've got a little bit of room behind the heels of the feet. Arms down by the side. On the inhale, bring the arms out to the side, nice and wide. Rotate the palms so they're facing up, and then bring the arms together. If you do have any shoulder pain, then you can have the arms out shoulder distance apart here. Or you can bring the palms together, dropping the three fingers down and just leaving the index finger pointing up. Start to really lengthen through the spine. On the exhale, just drop the body over to the left. Inhale back to centre. Exhale, dropping over to the right. Inhale back to centre. And we'll just make a couple of little movements side to side. Tick-tocking the hands back and forth. Getting some movement in the side body. We do tend to be quite tight down the sides of our body. And coming back to centre. On the exhale, releasing the arms out nice and wide. Start to hinge forward at the hips as you draw the navel in. Start to bend at the knees as you bring the hands down towards the floor. Release the head. Inhale, come onto your fingertips or bring the hands to the shins for a flat back position. Then exhale, forward fold. We'll do that 2 more times. So inhale, either coming onto the fingertips or bring the hands to the shins for a flat back position. Exhale, fold. 1 more time, inhale, flat back position. Exhale, fold. This time bring the arms out to the side, push through the feet and make your way back up to that standing position, arms overhead. And then exhale, bring the arms down by the side. Perfect. So arms down by the side here, take a nice deep breath in. And exhale, step back with the left foot. You can widen your stance a little bit if you like. You want the feet about hip distance apart. Back foot is 45 degrees, toes pointing out. Any pain in the knee, just come onto the ball of the feet. Bring your hands to your hips. Check they're in line. If they are out of alignment, maybe change the feet, or make sure you're pulling the inner thighs together to really engage the feet and the legs. Once your hips are in line, check your knees stacked over your ankle, and inhale to reach the arms up. On the exhale, cactus the arms, bringing them out to the sides. They're open like a goalpost. Draw the shoulder blades together. Inhale, reach the arms back up. Gaze can be up if it feels okay for the neck. And then on the exhale, draw the shoulder blades together, palms facing forwards, cactusing the arms. Inhale, draw the arms up. Exhale, cactus the arms. One more time. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, cactusing the arms. And then inhale, draw the arms up. From here, come onto the ball of the back foot and slowly place that back knee on the floor, untucking the toes. Check your knees still stacked over the ankle. And then drop the left hand forward, right hand back for a twist. Inhale, come back up to center and take that twist to the opposite side. So right hand forward, left arm back, open up to the left. Inhale, come back up to center. We'll do that one more time. So left hand forward, right hand back. Inhale, back up. And exhale, left hand forward, right hand back. Inhale, back up. From here, tuck the back toes, lift that back knee off the floor, bring your hands down to your hips, step that back foot in slightly. So you want a little bit of a shorter stance here, and start to straighten that front leg. Check that your hips are in line. You have two options with the arms here, so you can either bring the opposite hands to opposite elbows or hands to opposite elbows, or you can interlace the fingers here and start to draw the hands down towards the floor. You should feel your chest open up here. Keep a slight bend in that front knee, and inhale, really open up through that chest, whichever option you've taken. Exhale, draw the navel in and start to bring your weight forwards, hinging at the hips, so your torso is parallel to the floor. Breathe here, trying to create length through the spine. So imagine someone's pulling you through the crown of the head forwards. And on the exhale, release the arms, release the head. Pulling the navel in. See if your hands can just drop down towards the floor. You might want to just bring the hands to the shin. That's fine. Or you can release the hands down, release the head, release the neck. Remember to keep breathing here. And bring your hands back to your waist, push into your feet. Engage the core as you slowly make your way back up to a standing position. Come onto the back heel. Widen the stance a little bit so we are back into a bit of a lunge position here. And then on the inhale, step back foot forwards, arms down by the side. Returning to our mountain pose. So we'll just take a moment here to notice how the body feels. See if this side, or if you feel different to how you did about 5-10 minutes ago. Maybe one side feels slightly different to the other. And take a deep inhale. On the exhale, this time step back with your right foot, bringing the hands to the hips, checking that your hips are forward, maybe adjusting the stance. You want your back toes so the toes are 45 degrees, or if there's any pain you can come onto the ball of the foot. Check your knees stacked over your ankle. And then when you're happy with your feet and your foundation, inhale, reach the arms up. On the exhale, start to cactus the arms, draw the shoulder blades together. Inhale, reach and back up, gaze can be up. Exhale, draw the arms down, cactus the arms. Inhale, reach the arms up, gaze can be up. Exhale, cactus the arms. Last time. Then inhale, reach the arms up. Make your way into the ball of that back foot now and slowly bring that knee down to the floor, untuck the toes. Check you're still happy with your alignment. And this time we will bring the left arm back, right arm forward, open up to the left side for a twist. Keep the shoulder pulling down. Sometimes we have a tendency to have that shoulder coming up towards the ear. Just notice that and see if you can bring that down. Inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, take it to the opposite side, left hand forward, right hand back. Inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, left hand back, right hand forward. Inhale, back up. Exhale, left hand forward, right hand back. Inhale, back up. Great. So from here, tuck the back toes, slowly lift that knee off the ground, bring the hands to the hips, come onto the sole of the foot, maybe walk that foot in slightly. It can be a little bit easier to get the hips in line in this next pose, pyramid pose, by having a shorter stance. So bring your hands to your hips, check your hips are nice and straight. Start to straighten that front leg, keeping a micro bend in the knee. And then you can bring the hands, either hands to opposite elbows or interlacing the fingers, drawing the palms together and start to open up through the chest. So that's your two options of the arms. Inhale, start to lengthen through the spine. Exhale, draw the navel in, bring your weight forward, start to hinge at the hips, coming down to your torsos parallel to the floor. We'll hold it here for a few breaths. On the inhale, just see if you can lengthen through the spine, drawing the crown of the head forward. On the next exhale, draw the navel in, release the arms. See if you can fold a little bit more forward. Either just releasing the hands down towards the floor, or you can bring the hands to the shin. See if you can release the head and the neck down. Keep breathing here. And bring the hands back to the waist or the hips. Start to push through the foot on the inhale. Engage the core. Make your way back up to a standing position. Come onto the ball of that back foot. Maybe step the back foot back so you are in a bit more of a lunge. And inhale, step that back foot forward. Arriving in our mountain pose. Arms down by the side. Again, we'll take a moment here, a few deep inhales and exhales, just noticing how the body feels. When you're ready, step back again with the left foot. Keeping the foot 45 degrees angle, bring the hands to the hips again, maybe widen the stance. And inhale, reach the arms up for warrior one. Exhale, rotate the hips so they're facing towards the left. Bring the arms down to your hips. And then continue to pivot the toes so they're facing forwards, readjusting the feet so both feet are in line here. And you want to have your toes and your heels in a nice straight line as well. Keeping a little bit of a bend in the back of the knees. Inhale, start to lengthen through the spine. And exhale, draw the navel in, start to hinge forward at the hips. Releasing the hands down, coming onto the fingertips if you like, or if you prefer, you can keep the hands on the waist or legs. On the inhale, come up slightly for a flat back position. And on the exhale, draw the navel in and see if you can fold a little bit more. Maybe releasing the head. Inhale, come onto the fingertips for a flat back position. Exhale, fold. This time bring your left hand in between your face. You might be on the fingertips here, depending how tight you are, in the hips and the back. And on the next inhale, just reach that right arm up for a twist. Exhale, plant that hand back down. And on the next inhale, reach the left arm up for a twist. Gaze can be up. And then exhale, bring that hand back down. Bring the hands back to the hips, push into the legs, and slowly make your way back up to a standing position. From here, pivot the heels in so your toes are now pointing out 45 degrees each way. Hands can come to the hips again. And then just squat down slightly, toes are tracking over toes, knees are tracking over the toes here, so you're in a nice wide squat. You want to try and keep a flat back, so notice whether your pelvis is sticking out. See if you can just tuck it in slightly. And then bring the arms up, so we have cactus arms again. Draw those shoulder blades together. This is quite a strong pose for the legs. And then inhale, straighten the legs, straighten the arms, 5-pointed star. Exhale, squat back down for our goddess pose. And inhale, reaching back up, 5-pointed star. Exhale, bend the knees, bend the arms. We'll do that one more time. So inhale, 5-pointed star. Exhale, goddess. And bring the hands to the waist. Straighten those legs. This time pivot the left toes to the face and the back of your mat. And pivot the back toes around, so we should all now be facing the back of our mat. Hips facing forwards. Inhale, reach the arms up for warrior one. On the next inhale, step that back foot forwards, arms down by the side for mountain pose. Great. So we make our way down onto the floor now. So widen your stance a little bit. If you've got a mat, you can bring the feet so the toes are just coming off the edges of the mat. Bring your hands to your hips and slowly start to squat down. Your heels might lift off the mat, so you might just be on the balls of your feet, you might be flat foot, which is also perfectly fine. Bring your forearms inside your legs if you can, and just bring your palms together and start to push into the palms of the hands. So this yogi squat malasana is a really good position or pose for gardeners, as we tend to be in a similar pose like this when we are gardening. It's a really good pose for the lower back, for the hip flexors. If this pose does feel like too much though, you can have a block or maybe a pillow and just put it under your bum, so it's just a supported squat position, so you're a little bit higher. You can also be a little bit higher if you prefer, as long as you make sure your knees are tracking over your toes, so maybe readjusting the stance a little bit if you need to. And bring the left arm out to the left side. Inhale, reach the right arm up. Exhale, bring the palms back together. Take it to the other side, so right arm out to the side, lift the left arm up. And exhale, bring the palms back together. Now slowly release yourself down onto the floor. From here, bring your left leg out straight. Your right sole of the foot comes into the inner thigh. Bring your hands out to your side and just rotate your torso so you're in line with your left foot. Then inhale, lengthen. Maybe bringing the arms up overhead if you like. And then exhale, hinge forward, draw the navel in. Just let the hands drop wherever they want to drop. Keep the toes pointing in towards the knee. Especially that pinky toe, you really want that drawing in here. If you do have a strap or a towel, you can just place it around the ball of the foot. Place in one side of the strap in each hand. Working here with your breath if you like. Make sure you keep a little bit of a bend in the knee so you don't knock out the knee. And on the inhale you can lengthen. And exhale, just bending at the elbows, keeping the elbows in towards the leg. And see if you can fold forward a little bit. Just work with your breath in your own time, work within your limits. If you don't have a belt, you can still work with your breath, just coming up slightly on the inhale. On the exhale, maybe walking the hands forward a little bit more. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Wherever you are, just start to walk the hands back up. We'll take that on the opposite side, so the right leg comes out straight. Bring the left sole of the foot to the inside of the thigh. Bring the hands out to the side and rotate your torso so it's facing the foot. Draw the pinky toe in towards the knee so you're really engaging the muscles in the leg. And then inhale, you can reach the arms up. And exhale, draw the navel in, hinge forward and just see wherever you fall. Again, you can take the strap, place it around the ball of the foot if you like. Just work here with your breath. Or just crawling the hands forward and back, working with your breath. On the inhale, lengthen, come out slightly. And exhale, fold forward. Keeping those toes pointing in towards the knee. So wherever you are, start to walk the hands back up. Bring both legs out in front. Having the soles of the knees to the floor, hands behind, full support, fingers facing forwards, and just window wipe the legs side to side. Release the hips out. Right. Now bring the left foot out long, and back up to a straight spine. Bring the right foot in. You can stay here if you like for your first option. You can lift that right leg and place it over the left thigh. just to really hug that knee in. Stay here if you like, or you can inhale, reach the left arm up and place the right elbow over the left side of the knee, bringing the left hand out behind for support. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, you can send the gaze over the shoulder. Keeping that back nice and straight. Toes of the straight leg are flexing in towards the knee. Inhale, slowly unwind. Just hug that knee in with the right arm. And then slowly, gently, you can just send the gaze over the left. So a gentle counter twist. And then inhale, come back to center. Bring the right leg out long, left leg in, sole of the foot to the floor. Stay here if you like, or you can step that leg over the straight leg. Again, inhale, really just pull that knee in, so you're hugging the knee in, keep the back nice and straight here. Flex the toes in towards the knee to protect the knee, engage those muscles. On the inhale, you can, if you like, reach the right arm up. Exhale, place the left hand behind you for support, and then just bring that elbow on the outside of the left knee. Again, inhale to lengthen. Exhale, maybe send the gaze over the left shoulder. Inhale, slowly unwind. You hug that knee in with the left arm, and you can just send the gaze over the opposite shoulder. And slowly unwind. Again, you can shake the legs out a little bit. And then crossing the legs, bring the legs in, take a comfortable seated position. We will take cow face arms now. So if you do have a strap or a rolled up towel, you can use this if you like. I'll show you how to, maybe we'll start with the strap. So there's two options for this. We'll start with the left arm. So the first option is just to reach the left arm up and then bend at the elbow. Just place the palm of the hand down the back. Try and keep the arm in towards the head. And then if you like, you can place the right arm just on the back of the forearm and just push down slightly. So you get a nice stretch through the arm and the shoulder. The other option, if you would like to take it, would be to use a strap if you've got one, or you can just use your clothes as well, which is perfectly fine. If you want to use a strap, you can just place that over your left shoulder. I'll show you this from behind. Then inhale, just reach that left arm up, bend at the elbow, place the left hand down the back. Then bring the right arm out to the side, thumb facing down. Start to bend at the elbow and bring that right hand to the back. So if you're using a strap, you can take the strap in each arm. So this is one of our options. If you just want to grab onto your clothes, you can grab onto your clothes here. If you like, you can start to edge your hands up the strap, bringing the fingertips together if you can find them. And then going into a bind. If you do choose to take a bind, you just want to continue to really open up in the chest. And we'll hold it here for a few rounds of breath. And slowly, when you're ready to come out of it, just slowly release the arms out, coming out the way you came in. And you might like to give yourself a couple of shoulder rolls here. I usually find that feels quite nice. If you're using a strap, just place it to the opposite side of the shoulder or neck. We'll do that on the opposite side. So this time reaching the right arm up, bending at the elbow, just placing the hand down the back, and then if you like, placing the arm on the elbow, just working here. Or if you would like to take a bit of a bind or work towards spine, bring the left arm out to the side, thumb facing down, and then bend at the elbow, bring the arm in, so it's next against the back, and then take the belt in opposite hands, start to walk your way up the belt. If you do feel any pain in this pose, it's quite a strong pose for the shoulders, then just ease out slowly. Otherwise, you can see whether you can create a bind by grabbing the fingers. You need to open up through the chest. And then when you're ready to come out of it, slowly releasing the arms, coming out of it the same way you came in, bringing the hands to the knees, maybe a couple of shoulder rolls. And then just moving that belt if you're using on your towel to the side. We'll make our way down to the mat, so just make sure you've got enough room behind you. And slowly roll down to the floor. Bring the arms out wide to a T, soles of the feet to the floor. And then push into the feet, lift the hips up and take them over to the left slightly. And then just let the knees drop over to the right, maybe placing the knees so they're stacked on each other. If not, they can just be next to each other. It doesn't matter too much, just see what feels good for you. And then if you like, the gaze can be up, or you can send the gaze over the left fingers. And then just keep breathing here. And inhale, draw the knees back up, realign the spine, so just push into the feet. And then push into the legs, take the hips over to the right and let the knees drop over to the left. Again, the gaze can be up, or you might like to send the gaze out over the right. And when you're ready, draw your knees back up, realign the hips, keep the soles of the feet on the floor, bring your hands in towards the body. We'll take reverse pigeon now, so keeping the right foot on the ground, lift the left foot up and place the left ankle across the right knee. Keep the toes flexing in towards the knee. You can stay here if you like, pushing in to the leg, so opening up the hips. Or you can lift the right foot off the floor, maybe interlace the hands around the thigh, maybe around the shin. Just start to draw the legs in towards the body, keeping your head on the floor. Remember to keep breathing here. Then release the legs back down and cross the legs. We'll take it to the opposite side, so crossing the right leg across the left. Staying here if you like, or lifting the left leg off the ground and interlacing the hands either around the thigh, maybe around the shin. Keep the toes flexing towards the knee. And keep breathing here. Release the legs, uncross the feet. You can walk the feet out so they're mat distance apart and just let the knees drop into each other if you like. Or you can send the legs out along the mat. And I invite you to bring the hands to the belly for a final resting pose. You can close the eyes if you like, maybe soften the gaze. And we'll take a few deep breaths here, just noticing the belly as it rises on the inhale and as it softens on the exhale. It's just noticing your breath in your own time. Notice if your thoughts wander and just bring them back to the breath. And then start to just let your breath return to its natural rhythm. We start to make small movements with the toes, with the fingers, the hands and the feet, the wrists and the ankles. You can perhaps rock your head side to side, give yourself a little bit of a massage on the back of the head. And then slowly start to make your way up to a seated position when you're ready. And that is the end of our practice. I hope you feel nice and relaxed and ready for some gardening. I know that's my plan for the rest of the afternoon. And I hope you have a really great day, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Namaste.